Today I will explain a series called Weak Hero Class 1. At the outset, we are introduced to a boy whose name is Yon. He is a capable student, and he used to take a lot of interest in his studies. There was also a bully boy in his class who used to trouble everyone. Now in the class, the teacher awards Yon in front of everyone, because he got very good marks in his test. That bully boy was watching everything and was feeling very jealous. He throws his shoe at Yon in anger, but he only gets angry with him and tells him not to do this again. Listening to Yon, he thinks that he was threatening him. Yon always studies, so he does not even talk to anyone, and no one was his friend in the class. We are shown another boy in the class whose name is Hyun-wook. Then some seniors come into the class who had come to beat Hyun-wook. They had enmity with him. Hyun-wook, who was sleeping in the class, gets up and tells his name while yawing. Seeing that, the seniors attack that boy. First Hyun-wook escapes from them, but then he shows his fighting skills. He beats them so much that those seniors run away in fear. That bully boy whose name was Bin, who had thought that he would definitely teach Yon a lesson. He hides his books. Yon, who was looking for his books from there, asks Bin and his gang boys about his books. On which they say, "We do not know, we did not hide your books." But he understood. He goes to them and asks them for his books. But they refuse to give him. And on the contrary, they started beating him. Yon, who was quietly getting beaten by them, he does not say anything to Bin and his gang boys. Although Yon was very insulted, he was still quiet. But now Bin does not like this either. He thinks that if he really wants to teach Yon a lesson, then he will have to defeat him in grades. He was going to do something now, due to which he'll get lower grades in his paper. Now Bin goes to a bar with his friends from where he takes drugs. And he was going to use these drugs on Yon. The next day, a new boy comes to the school who was very rich. He came to this school because some boys used to trouble him in his last school. Now when Bin finds out about this, he goes to that boy, because he understood that that rich boy is a coward. He knew that this rich boy would definitely listen to him, because he has already shifted to this school out of fear. Now when the paper was about to start in the class, Bin gives the same drugs to the rich boy, which he had brought from the bar. He tells him that as soon as the paper starts, you have to put this drug on Yon's neck. Due to this, he will hallucinate and start becoming unconscious. When the paper starts, that rich boy, who was scared of Bin, puts that drug on Yon's neck. When Yon asks, "What are you doing?" that rich boy answers, "There was a fly sitting on your neck. I was flying it." Now the paper had started. Yon was experiencing dizziness. His head was getting heavy. That's why he couldn't see anything. He immediately goes to the bathroom, where he finds out that drugs have been put on his neck. He understood who must have done all this. Now, he goes back to Bin into the class. He starts beating Bin and his friends. He even wraps the curtain on Bin's face. He was strangling him. There his breath was stopping. Bin was about to die. Then a boy in the class who knew martial arts stops Yon. In the next scene, we see Bin in the hospital, where his mom was thinking that my son is innocent. He must have been beaten by some ill-mannered boy in the class. That's when the principal comes to his mom. Yon was also present with her. He shows the same drugs to Bin's mom, which her son had used on him. After seeing all this, Bin's mom was very ashamed. She found out that it was her son's fault. There, a cousin of Bin comes to him. He tells him everything. At any cost, Bin wanted to take revenge from Yon. He was very angry at his insult. After that, we see that Yon goes back to school. Everyone started respecting him there. When he was going home from school, the whole bully boy, Bin, was standing there with his cousin and other boys. Bin's cousin slaps Yon, and all the boys are now taking Yon with them. The rich boy also knew this. He promptly approaches Hyun-wook to take his help. Hyun-wook did not want to help him. But when the rich boy lures him for money, that "I will give you so much money, come with me," they were ready to help Yon. On the other side, Bin's friends were taking him to a different place and were beating him a lot. He also tries to compete with them, but he couldn't do it because he was alone. On the other side, the rich boy and Hyun-wook were coming to help him. They soon reached the place where Hyun-wook beats everyone. Bin and his cousin also ran away from there. They had saved Yon. Hyun-wook now takes the rich boy and Yon to the place where he used to work. There the three of them sit and eat. We see for the first time Yon was eating with someone. For the first time, he felt that he could also be someone's friend. The next day, Yon goes to a store. There he sees a girl who was stealing things from the store. As this girl holds the lipstick and puts the upper part of it in her mouth, as if she wanted to take the lipstick out. Yeon was watching her doing this. He feels her very strange. When the girl was about to be caught, she tells herself that she is Yeon's friend. In this way, she came out of the store with Yeon. Yeon also does not tell anything to the storekeeper that what the girl was stealing. When they come out, it was raining heavily outside. That girl does not even have an umbrella. That's why she comes under Yeon's umbrella. In this way, Yeon was going to drop her home. On the way, they both eat food in a hotel. That girl tells Yeon there that she is completely alone. Her parents have died and she works for a gang. Yeon did not know that this girl was also a friend of Bin's cousin. And Bin's cousin also used to work with the same gang. The gang about which this girl was telling Yeon. The next day, we see that Bin comes back to school. And Yeon now tells the rich boy that he wants to take their help. Later, he tells them that he is in great trouble. There may be a case on him. The police can also catch him. I need your help. You simply need to provide testimony in my favor that I did not do anything wrong. In this way, I will be saved. He wanted their help. That's why he also sits on his knees in front of them. Finally, they agree while seeing him crying like this and seeing his condition. Now, he takes them to the car parking area, where there was the leader of the gang for whom Bin's cousin and the girl who met Yeon at the store, they used to work with the same leader. Now the leader tells these three that many of my men have been injured because of you. If you want to save your life, then give me money. The leader of the gang was a very dangerous man. That's why they were scared now. That rich boy who was afraid of this, that his dad might find out about it. That's why he goes to his dad's room at night. He steals his expensive watch. The next day, he gives the watch to Hyun-wook and Yeon. He says that we will sell it. After taking the money, we'll give it to the leader, with which our life will be saved. But Yeon says that there is no need to give him money. I know how the leader of the gang is, because a girl told me about his work. Yeon was talking about the girl who met him at the store. He says that if we tell the police about the work of the leader of the gang, and in this way, the leader of the gang will be caught. In all this, the girl was also supporting Yeon, because she was also tired of working for the leader of the gang. They now call the leader. He says that we want to give you money. That's why they tell him to reach a place. The leader of the gang now takes his men and reaches that place. There, Yeon tells him that I know which app you run and how you loot the youth. I will not tell this to the police. In fact, I will help you run this app and make it even better. The leader of the gang is happy to hear this and took him in his car. Hyun-wook was wearing the smartwatch. When the leader takes him to his place, he sends his friends to his location. But the leader of the gang had come to know about this. He starts beating Hyun-wook. When the rich boy finds out that his friend is in trouble, he took the money and reached there. But they also catch him. Now only Yeon was left. He did not know where his friends were. The leader of the gang also calls Bin's cousin. He seemed that he was also with them. Bin's cousin also gets a call from the same girl, who tells him that you will not go alone to that place. I will also go with you. When Yeon calls this girl, she tells him the gang leader's address and says that you take the police there. Bin's cousin reaches the gang leader with that girl. Now, the gang leader was even more furious. He tells Bin's cousin that I had called you alone. You have also brought this girl with you. That's why the gang leader also starts beating that boy. But then the police came there, and Yeon had also come. Hearing the sound of the police coming, all the gang members were scared and ran away. Yeon frees his friends, but only after a while the gang leader and his men come back there again. The leader had come to know that Yeon had put the police siren ringtone in his phone. The real police did not come. Both of them again begin to fight. After a while, the real police come there, and then the police catch everyone except for the girl who ran away. But the lawyer of the rich boy gets both of them released. We see Yeon and the rich boy, who were sitting next to Hyun-wook. Hyun-wook was very injured because he had fought a lot. He was in a bad condition, yet he was smiling. Seeing him laugh, Yeon also smiles. Both of them saw Yeon laughing for the first time. Both are surprised. On the other side, I'll explain the episode of Girl from Nowhere, and it is named Haiso. At the beginning of the story, we see a girl named Nano. She was a new girl in the school. A lady was showing her the school. In this school, the children of rich people used to study. Nano says to that lady, I want a room for rent in the school. I want to make an office there. I will give you the rent for that room. That lady agrees. She gives Nano a room. We see after a while, Nano had turned that room into an office. We see a student named Dinu. He was the son of a very rich parent. He has come back from the UK. He brings a lot of gifts for his friends. Then Dinu's other friend comes. He also brought a lot of gifts for everyone. Actually, his friends had a competition between two of them, that who will bring more gifts. In this competition, Dinu wins. He had brought a lot of gifts for everyone. Dinu was the richest boy in his class. After all this, a new girl, Nano, comes. Then a teacher comes along, who had brought the results of everyone's test. Dinu's grades were very good. But the boy sitting behind him, whose name was Bob, didn't secure good marks. He was upset to see Dinu's marks. He thinks, why I didn't get good grades. Then Nano sees him and says that I have the solution to your problem. And she tells them to come to her office. After a while, they all go to Nano's office. She takes Bob's result card from him. Then she puts it into a machine, from which it turned into pieces. They all get upset. After a while, Nano gives the same paper to Bob, which was exactly the same as before. In that, Bob's grades were very good. He was very happy. He thinks his mom and dad will not say anything to him now, nor will he be scolded, because they will not know that this is a fake result card. Nano tells everyone that I have the solution to all your problems. Everyone asks what you can do, on which she smiles and says everything. Then another student comes to Nano and says that the girl I used to like, now she gives time to someone else. And I want to punish that girl. Nano says that your work will be done. In the next scene, we see the same girl who was now with some other boy. Some goons come there and kill that boy. Nano becomes very famous because of all these things. Now, there was a line of students outside her office, who now wanted to get their problems solved. And in return, Nano used to take some money from them. But one student does not come to her, and that was Dinu. She goes to him and says that you have not yet come to me with any problem. That's why Pop is behind Dinu, who says he has no problem, he is very rich. If you have any problem, then you can definitely come to him. Nano does not like this at all. She was jealous. Now, she starts thinking about Dinu. She thinks that there is definitely a problem with him. One day, when all the friends talk about the tour to Japan, Nano tells them that why don't you all go to Dinu's house for dinner. Hearing this, Dinu was amazed and worried. He does not want any friends to come to his house. All of his friends like this plan. They say yes, we want to come to Dinu's house. But Dinu denies them, which makes them worried. They say, but why? Dinu answers them that, because you can break my expensive things after coming to my house. You'll harm them. If you do this, then my mom and dad will be angry with me. But now Dinu's friends insist on coming to his house. And they were also upset with him, saying that maybe you do not consider us your friends. Now when Dinu sees that his friends are getting upset with him, he says yes forcibly. After that, he sits in his car and tells the driver the address of his house. The driver leaves him at his house. As we thought that Dinu will be very rich, his house will be like a palace, nothing was like that. He was actually very poor. His mom and dad worked hard for his studies day and night. What did they not do for him? They did not even let him do the housework. They wanted him to study and make his future good. But he had lied to his friends that he is the son of rich parents. Now, Dinu was very upset, because he knew that his lie is now going to come in front of everyone. That he is not rich but very poor. Dinu thinks a lot and finally decides that he will stop his friends. That he is not taking them to his house. Then Nano's message is received in the group. She was saying to everyone, then what did you think? What is your plan? Are you all going to Dinu's house? Before this, Dinu says something, the rest of the friends also start messaging in the group. They were very excited to go to Dinu's house and were saying to each other that which dress they are going to wear at Dinu's house. After a while, they've all decided that they'll surely go to Dinu's friend, although he did not say anything to them. Now, he could not even refuse them. He had no other way. That's why he now calls Nano and says that I want a house on rent. That house should be very beautiful. And I will take that house for just one day. She says, but why Dinu? He says that I am not taking my friends to my house. What if they spoil the expensive things of my house? He says to Nano that I have called you only to help me. She says, okay, your task will be done. I'll take a house for you on rent. She also asks for money in return. She also says that your secret is safe with me. I will not tell anyone about your secret. Dinu also agrees. Now, the question was, where will he get so much money from? What does he do now? He goes to steal his parents' money. Then he hears his voice. They were sitting in the other room and talking to each other about the loan, the same loan that they will pay this month, because they've worked hard. They were very happy that finally, that loan will be over. He thinks that my parents have worked so hard to earn money, and I am stealing them, just to save my reputation. That's why he keeps the money. But then he thinks about his friends, that what will they think about him? They will call him a liar and a fraud. He was trapped. That's why he picks up the money that he was going to keep. And then he goes to the bank and takes out some money from there and comes back home after completing all of his tasks. His dad saw him, but he was not caught. Neither did he doubt him. The next day Nano shows him the house that she had to give him on rent. She says, "Is this house good?" Dinu says that yes, it is good, but it is a little smaller than my house. Then we see that his friend had come to his house. He was sitting on the sofa in front of them, as if he was very rich. Then Nano calls the servants of the house. Seeing the servants, he becomes shocked, because he learns that the servant who had come here were none other than his mom and dad. The money that he had stolen. They had come to work here to complete the money. He feels ashamed. He does not understand anything. He feels that his secret will now be revealed to everyone. But his poor mom and dad do not say anything to his friends for his reputation. After this, his friends sit at the dining table. They're served with delicious meals and also drinks. When they drink it, they find out that it is just fruit juice. They all get angry at the servant, i.e. Dinu's dad. On which Dinu's dad tells them that, "Children, you are not so old that you drink alcohol." Hearing this, Pop gets very angry. He says, "Who are you? Will you teach us what we should do?" Dinu also does not say anything there, although he was watching that his friends were insulting his dad. But he remains silent, and later his friends also say that they need wine. Dinu did not understand anything. What should he do? He thinks that now his friend will drink wine in front of his mom and dad. He will have to drink. And now it happens. His mom and dad bring wine. Dinu also has to drink with his friends. But in all this, we see that Dinu's friends were insulting his mom and dad a lot, and he was not saying anything to them. To escape from anything, Dinu tells his friends that now you will have to go to another room from here. After going there, they were also talking about Dinu's parents. Dinu's servants are so ill-mannered. Now, they play a game here. They take a gun and shoot one by one. They knew that there was no bullet in the gun, but now they wanted to take a risk. They put a gun on their head one by one and shoots it. When it was Dinu's turn, his dad came there, and he tells all the children that, "Why are you playing such a dangerous game? Don't you know that your mom and dad love you so much and you are playing such games?" They don't like this at all. Dinu's friend Pop starts fighting with his dad. He even drops Dinu's dad. It seemed that Dinu's dad is dead. Then Dinu's mom also comes there. She holds a gun and says that no one will come near my husband. But Pop, who was very angry, drops Dinu's mom. Now, everyone felt that they killed Dinu's servants. Everyone was worried. Dinu was not saying anything. He was not understanding what to do next. But we see Nanu standing behind, who was laughing at all this. Seeing her, it seemed that she wanted to see all this drama deliberately. She already knew about Dinu's reality. We see Dinu, who came back to his house. He sees his mom and dad in front of him. They were sitting at the table. He doesn't say anything in front of them. He was completely silent in front of them, because he was very ashamed. His mom and dad tell him that, "Go and change your clothes and come and eat." Actually, his mom and dad just fainted when Pop pushed them. And when they came to their senses, they were given more money than before to not reveal anything. Then they came home with the same money. Finally, we see Dinu's mom and dad, who were injured. There were a lot of marks on their faces. Dinu's friends did all this with them. They are just sitting with their son Dinu and eating food. And the same money was lying on the table with them that they had earned. So whatever you are, always be happy. Don't show yourself in front of anyone. And by showing this scene, this story ends.